Take a breath for a second. We're about to explore something that happens quietly, deep inside your own mind. It's an explainer about the fragile nature of reality and the sudden, overwhelming weight of existence.
Section 1. The sudden moment of awareness, when the autopilot turns off. Most days, you just exist. You wake up, you pour your coffee, you drive to work. You don't really think about the act of being alive. But then, an ordinary, everyday moment occurs, and your internal monologue suddenly shifts.
Have you ever suddenly realized that you exist? You might just be sitting on the couch or walking down a hallway, and suddenly, you wake up inside your own life. You become hyper-aware of your own breathing. You notice the weight of your own body. You are suddenly intensely aware that you are a living entity actually occupying space.
Someone online who experienced this phenomenon described it absolutely perfectly. They said, "Whoa, I'm real. I exist. I'm me." But also, who is that? In these random, completely unprompted moments, it feels like you're both the actor on the stage and the audience watching the play at the exact same time. For a few seconds, or maybe a few minutes, you become a complete stranger to yourself.
Section 2. The world as a stage. The illusion of reality. So what happens when that sudden self-awareness starts to infect how you see the outside world? Well, the illusion begins to crack.
Psychologists actually call this derealization. When you enter this state, the physical world suddenly feels like a high-budget movie set. The buildings around you, the swaying trees, the normal people walking by, they all just look like mere props. It feels as though someone built a high-definition replica of reality, but they forgot to include whatever invisible spark makes it actually feel real.
Normal physical reality is seamless and natural, but this movie-set version of your mind is flat and disconnected. It perfectly mimics the feeling of sitting in a dark IMAX theater. Some quiet, rational part of your brain knows you're just observing a screen. Except you're not in the theater. You're standing in the middle of your own kitchen. You know it's real, but you are completely untethered from it.
Section 3. The shattered mirror within, breaking the self. Because if the outside world can feel fake, the inside world can feel entirely fractured. Imagine a shattered mirror, meticulously glued back together. Your core self is technically still present. You see a reflection. But you're looking through a fragile web of fracture lines. The vital sense of unbroken unity is permanently off. Everything just feels slightly wrong.
And with that fracturing comes a profound loss, anesthesia psychica dolorosa, painful psychic numbness. It's basically emotional Novocaine. Imagine a heavy numbness injected directly into your soul. Joy, burning anger, deep grief, and profound love all flatten into a tasteless, muted gray. It's the sharp anguish of knowing that you should feel something, but being entirely unable to generate the emotion.
You're watching yourself from the outside. You're emotionally anesthetized, and honestly, worst of all, it physically feels like your hands and legs are not yours to command. The biological machine of your body works flawlessly. Your reflexes are perfect, but your internal observation deck feels like it belongs to a total stranger who's just pulling the levers.
Section 4. The illusion of the self. The brain's hidden architecture. Now we get to the really unsettling neurological truth of what is actually happening inside your skull.
The philosopher Thomas Metzinger wrote, "The self is a tunnel between the world and consciousness." Modern neuroscience points to a very strange conclusion. The thing you call I is actually a psychological hallucination, an ego tunnel. It's just a sensory model created by the brain, seamlessly synchronizing what you see and hear, so perfectly that you don't even realize it's a construct. It exists simply to help you survive.
See, your brain has a hidden survival protocol. When it detects an overwhelming threat or a period of chronic, inescapable stress, it activates an ancient circuit breaker. It essentially unplugs the feeling circuits to protect you from the system becoming overloaded. Your monitoring circuits work overtime, creating a hyper-aware detachment. Your brain disconnects you from yourself to save you.
But this neural disconnection leaves you literally walking around with cracks in reality. It invites a creeping existential dread, especially late at night. During the day, you have emails and chores and conversations to distract you. But at night, all those buffers disappear. You're lying in the dark, and your brain begins to pull at threads you never asked for.
So, if your self is really just a neurological construct, what happens when it breaks? Take a moment to look closely at your own consciousness right now. It's not a unified, immortal soul. It's composed of impermanent, segmented moments. There is no stable self, just a fragile projection.
Section 5. The trap of your mind. There is no escape. Welcome to the quiet, claustrophobic reality of human awareness.
The void stares back, and you are the void.
We so often search for a deeper, purer self. We hope that beneath the ego, there's a solid truth waiting to be found. But what if there isn't? What if it's all just a collection of psychosomatic processes? There is no pure, hidden identity. There is just the machinery of your brain observing itself.
Maybe consciousness itself is the strangest thing humans experience, because no matter how aware you become, you can never fully escape your own mind. You are trapped in the observation deck. You will always be a stranger to yourself,